Hey everybody, how you doing? It's 10:28 in Oakland, 1:28 in the East, and here we are. Uh Stuck in the middle with you. All right. First of all, I need you to pay close attention, very close attention to what I'm about to tell you. Okay? And because it can get a little complicated and can veer here and there really quick. So I need you to promise me that you're going to pay close attention. If you have any questions, type them in the area over there and I will answer them. I won't say I will do my best to answer them. I'm going to do beyond my best to give you the precise skinning because you deserve it. Because there's too many games being played here. All right. Way too many. Something I learned when I worked for Mayor Harris years ago. I was back specifically in 1996. I believe it was February 12th in his office. He said, Zenny, there are 1,000 games that go on in City Hall here, talking about Oakland City Hall. The question is, which one do you want to play? There are a bunch of games going on here. For those of you not familiar with how Oakland works in the media nationwide, welcome to Oakland. Here's what's happening. Well, okay, here's where the story is. First of all, you've undoubtedly heard, if you followed this, that my friend Dan Noyes, I'm not going to take that away from him, was reporting that Loren Taylor says that Andy Duong was responsible for money for a racist mailer. Okay? Loren came on his show. He did all that. Loren, as you know, ran for mayor, lost the 2022 Oakland mayoral election by 677 votes. Thanks to ranked choice voting, where, hey, you didn't know this, I interviewed Tim Dupuy for almost an hour. Thank you, great Alameda County Registrar of Voters, who gave me sort of a TED talk on how ranked choice voting works from his perspective. But in that TED talk, you might see where some things could have gone wrong. Now, back to the main conversation here. Two people, Loren Taylor and there's Renia Webb, who both contacted me. Most recently, Loren, January 24th, and I have evidence of that. I'm about to show you. And then, of course, Ms. Webb, if you read ZennyReport.com, you're well aware that she sent myself and Seneca Scott text messages, which I gave my set to Phil Mateer and one other person I'm not going to name. Okay? Both of them have connections to the rest of the media. So there are other media types who say they have it. The Marina's text messages where they didn't do anything with them, but they all got them from me. I arranged that. Phil Mateer specifically told me, Zenny, you take it, you run with it. And so I did with my first post on this February 20th of 2023. But it wasn't the first post I did regarding that even involved Ms. Webb. The first one that I made involving Ms. Webb had to do with the text related to the allegations that the mayor was crafting a story. Oakland Mayor Sheng Thao was crafting a story to get rid of Loren Armstrong as chief of police. So the January 15th text messages that I have from her were not the first time that she and I talked at all. At all. But that's not what this is about. What this is about is what she said to me then by text and what Samari Johnson said to me, who was brought to me by Loren Taylor. So before I get to Samari, let me introduce you to the text that Loren Taylor, who was District 6 council member, issued, and I will enlarge that because it's something you need to see. So here we are. Excuse me, I have that there. And history. There's Mr. Taylor. Right there. That's the twist. And I had Loren Taylor. Here we go. As I scroll down there. And this is right here. If you can see that. Yeah, I'm going to enlarge that more. This is dated January, as you can see, 25th. Replying to Henry K. Lee in Oakland and 3 others. Thanks, Zinni Abraham, for helping expose this. He brought the Mario Juarez story of not paying Samari Johnson to me. Here is the video that was made. Excuse me. And I will swap out videos. Put this here, like so. And there's Mr. Johnson, okay? Right there.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. And introducing my new friend, Samari Johnson. Hey, Samari, welcome. Great to have you on the show.
Hi, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Samari is the president of Butterfly Direct Marketing and Communication. And
now, you've heard that name before, undoubtedly, by now, right? Let's continue.
And you might say, hey, am I supposed to know this guy? Yeah, I would say, if you live in the Oakland Hills, chances are the answer is, yeah, you know of this gentleman simply because you might recognize, in fact, I'm pretty sure you're going to recognize this really cool, very cool, actually, document that he put together that's supposed to look like this. But the thing about it is that because it actually looks like that, well, that's the letter, but the letter that it refers to is to a photograph that's actually in color that doesn't come through. Let me try this. Let me take that out, and then let's see if it produces there. Let me remove that. Let me try that again. You're supposed to see the mailer, and I had it all set up to show the mailer. So let me try this again. Because once you see the mailer, you'll say, oh, I remember that. Because you will remember that. So let me stop the screen here. Share screen there. And then go here. And see that? Now you remember, right? The famous mailer with Oakland District 6 Council member and mayor candidate Loren Taylor at the center. At the right, former Oakland City Council member District 5 from 20 years ago, Ignacio de Fuente, and current mayor, yet outgoing, Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf at the left. Oakland Big Polluters, TaylorFraud.com, StopIgnacio.com. All made by Samari, but Samari, it wasn't exactly that kind of story because the gentleman who happened to pay was a mutual friend of ours, Mario Juarez. And tell us the story. I've known Mario for a long time, since 2007. Mario's a friend. I love Mario. Loren sent me these letters from you to Mario, explaining that together, Mario owes you over $53,000 in payments not paid. I asked Mario about this twice, Monday and Tuesday. He said he paid. Did he change the subject, talk about other things? Got mad at me for calling him stupid about the mailer to begin with and all that. I said, Mario, I don't think you're stupid. Sometimes you do stupid things. Sometimes I do stupid things. But I love you like a brother. And I still love Mario like a brother. That doesn't mean I'm going to rubber stamp stuff like this. I just can't. So Mario, tell us how you got involved with the latest tricks of my Mario Juarez?
Yes, unfortunately, we have. My father actually did business with Mario Juarez years ago before I even took over the business. We're a local African American owned company here in Oakland, California, which my dad started the company in 1981, direct mail services. And so we've had a relationship. I've known Mario since I was a kid. I've seen him come to our office before and do some political work with us, with my dad. And he's used us time and time, and he also uses us for some of his real estate services to do direct mail. We've done work with him recently, and with me being the owner of the company, and Mario recently hired us on October 31st of this year to do 3 mass political mailings. Each one was about 56,000 pieces. And as you displayed the mail piece, we got 3 checks from him. We picked up 3 checks written for $17,854.40 to take care of the postage for the mail. And the postage checks were bad. They were fraudulent. They never cleared. We tried to deliver some mail to the post office around November 4th or 5th of this year, and the post office told us we couldn't deliver mail because we had bad and fraudulent checks. And we've had a United States Postal trustee permit since 1981, and this has never happened to us.
Oh my!
And with that being said, we had to find other ways to get mail out. We didn't want to hold up other customers' mail due to something that Mario has caused. And it's been very, very disappointing. And for someone to do this during the holiday seasons to a small business is very sad. And for someone who is for the city of Oakland and businesses and people of Oakland, we don't understand why this happened. But basically, we do take this matter very serious. And we take it as a penal code 476, fraud, theft, and grand theft, forgery. And we also violation of the Political Reform Act, money campaign laundering, and financial conflicts of interest with the campaign. So basically, with this being said and this happening, all this has caused a huge effect on the mayor of Oakland 2022 race, and it has caused a huge effect on our business as well. With that being said, it's a total of over $53,000 and $53,563.20 owed. And at this point, there's more owed with our time having to deal with these issues, having to file police reports, having to file reports with the political campaign makers, and doing every act that we can to get paid back. So every day is stress. We're putting time into it, and we're hoping we can get paid back some kind of way as soon as possible. This has been a huge distraction to our business, and especially to a small business that works hard every day just to try to make a living. And what he has done is could potentially put us out of business, and and it's very, very sad.
Have you heard from Mario this week?
No, we've attempted to call Mario over 5 to 6 times. Mario has never picked up the phone. We've texted Mario over 3 to 4 or 5 times, and we emailed Mario, and we also personally dropped off a letter to his office where we picked the checks up from him at the same location, and we've sent him certified mail as well, and we still haven't heard from him.
Let me try Mario here. Because I talked to Mario, as I said to you off camera. I talked to Mario twice this week, and let me give Mario a call. See what comes up. Mario?
Please leave your message for 510821669.
Hey Mario, Zinni. I'm on my show. I got Samari on with me. And you owe him $53,000, my friend, and you were saying that you paid him. So, wanted to find out how we could help Samari make himself whole again, because it's really hurt his business. Give me a call back. I know you're in Mexico. Merry Christmas. But yeah, make Samari's clothes to here. Yeah, I'll talk to you later, Mario. See ya. We're supposed to talk today. There you go. So, you know, I thought he was going to pick up. Might be just the time. You know?
Yeah, you know, it's like you would say, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. It's a lot of free, you know, postage and labor going on there, and you know, I know the holidays aren't giving season, but this is a business contract, and it's not, you know, it's not making our holidays nice at all.
So he has to give you explanation, no contact, no outreach, no nothing?
No.
I'm going to stop it right there. All right, folks, did you hear even once any mention of Andy Duong? The answer is no. No. At this point in our conversation, it's not logical to think, oh, well, maybe, you know, it'll come up later, right? No. It didn't come up at all. This is January 24th of this year. Excuse me, not this year. January 24th of last year was when the story was brought to me. Sorry about that. I mean, by Loren Taylor. And so we've got, as you can see, the video right here. If you scroll down a little bit, it reads. Excuse me. See that? It reads streamed 1 year ago. Not this year. Streamed 1 year ago. And this okay. And Mario was the focus because Loren brought this to me, complaining about Mario. Loren did that. There's no mention of the Duongs here. Zero. Okay. And now I'm going to get your comments because my friend Ed was saying Butterfly was the marketing company that sent those derogatory flyers regarding Loren Taylor. And then he writes, CWS, is California Waste Solutions, ironically, are the biggest polluters and can't pay their marketing firm. Shameful. And I wrote back, Ed, that's not what this is about, because that idea is a lie. And it is. There's some crap going on. I don't even know who Ed is, right? It could be a horse. Okay? CWS was shaken down by Mario. This video does not mention CWS. And now it gets to the second part of what I have to tell you. First of all, I got a contact 2 weeks before the whole matter of the raid happened. Someone calling themselves by email Anonymous Oakland sends me a treasure trove of information all about the Duongs and their history from what I call the white media perspective. In other words, there were two: the white media perspective, and then, of course, the Vietnamese media perspective, which is a lot more balanced, favorable. The white media perspective, of course, was, well, about the straw donor allegations and everything bad. Nothing about anything that the Duongs did that was even-handed, right? Except the Oakland Post, which is ironic. So, because the Oakland Post is a black-owned media organization. All right? Now, for those of you who don't like that distinction, I'm sorry. But when you start looking at this situation in an unvarnished way, okay, that's what you get. I'm not going to ignore that. All right? That's what you get. Okay? So, hold on one second. I'm live on video. Yeah. I'm live on video. Okay? I don't know. You have some news for me that revolves the Duongs, or Andy, or this matter of that they're of this truth that's coming out now?
Well, I would like to expand and hear from you.
Well, go to Zenny62 YouTube right now. See you later.
Okay.
All right. So everybody thinks that they've got information. So not everybody. At any rate, look. All right. Look, all right. I said, why? Now, what I was told from two good sources, very good sources, was that Mario got a group, I'm not going to use the derogatory term, involved in a Mexican cartel. Because as I understand it, Mario had some agreement with the Duongs to go down to central Mexico and set up an operation down there, a plant or something like that. But what happened in turn was he didn't do that, and they were wondering what was going on. He paid them. Or rather, they paid, the Duongs paid Mario to do this operation down there. Mario's bilingual. He's from that area. He hails from that area. So this is all as it's told to me. Okay? So all of a sudden, I get this I get this trove by an anonymous Oaklander. I've talked about anonymous Oaklander before. And I'm thinking a lot of this is, well, covered ground. Articles from different people. Articles about folks that aren't even mentioned now and really aren't relevant. So through all of this, and then I said to this person, I said, look, I wrote to this one on email. I said, look, I don't know who you are. Why don't you come on the show? If you don't want to show your face, that's fine. Use your voice. And tell people what you're trying to say. This, in writing, anonymous Oaklander says, "Oh, I don't want to do that." All right. But if you write something, send it to me. I'll look at it. I said, no. First of all, I don't know who you are. As far as I'm concerned, right now, you're not a friend. I really don't know who you are. I'm not even sure I would do that. I have a friend do that to me, where I write something and they look at it, and I'm putting it out there. I said, look, you have to trust my process here. Okay? How I'm going to do this. So I looked through all this. I thought, trash. How about, but then I found one piece that was in David Duong's voice, if you will, to Vietnamese news. And it was an English translation that I republished. If you read ZennyReport.com, you know about it at ZennyReport.com. So all of a sudden now, post the raid, we have this new set of stories. All of a sudden, Renia Webb, who hadn't surfaced for me until way back in Seneca, January 15th of 2023, all of a sudden pops up on television, new hairdo, made over, looks great, right? All that stuff. Pointing the finger at the Duongs regarding campaign dealings. And now this story that I'm presenting to you all of a sudden introduces the Duongs out of the blue. And my first thought was, hey, wait a minute. As you heard, all right, why is it that Renia and Samari are on record and Loren are on record as all having pay attention first to Sheng and Andre in the case of Ms. Webb, and then the case of Loren, Samari, Mario Juarez. And I'm calling, as you can see, I'm calling Mario. I'm trying to get to the bottom of what's going on. Trying to get this young man his money back because he's taking care of his father who's 86 years old. I get it. I'm a caregiver too. And not only that, I need a new hip. Well, just the right one. Okay? I need a new hip like Huey Lewis needs a new drug. Got a new hip? I can walk, I still think I'm I managed to keep my weight down, all that stuff, blah, 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 whatever. Always a good idea to remember humanity and humor in these things. Because you get caught up in this and really feel sorry for humanity. Because now what we have out here is a muddling of the truth. A friend of mine said, well, Loren, did I reach out to Loren? No, I did not. Well, actually, that's not true. Because I sent him an email last week, which he did not answer back. It wasn't about this matter, though. But as I understood, I was told by a friend that Loren hadn't been feeling well. I don't know. I saw Loren on television, but he's talking. It doesn't mean that he's well. So I said to my friend, I'll pray for him. Okay. But I don't like being set up to tell one story, and then they've got the mainstream media and Dan Noyes out there telling another version of it after the raid. And then someone saying to me, well, Loren has a picture of himself with Andy Duong and wants to separate himself. You know what? That's wrong. Hey, if Dan Camp can come on my show and talk straight away about straw donors, which he says he doesn't know anything about, and donations, which he said were all normal, then how come these other folks can't? All right? Is this a matter of a number of former and current Oakland City Council members and mayors being so afraid. And I say mayors because, look, let's face it, Libby was raising money for Loren when he was running for mayor, both when he was running for council and for mayor. All right? See, Loren was Libby's answer to Desley Brooks. And Libby didn't like Desley as much as I personally tried to get her. I'm talking about Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf, my god sister, trying to get her to meet, this goes back to 2013, to meet Desley for lunch. Okay? Why? Because then District 2 council member Pat Kernahan was one of the ringleaders in the council that was trying to get Desley and then Oakland District 7 council member Larry Reed Trier's dad, Century, was bad. Libby called me the morning of the vote. Ironically, complain about something else. And and she says, I'm not racist. And I said, no, because I've done this. And I said, Libby, look, you know what? You got friends like me. But don't ever say you've given money to anybody, because and that proves that you're down with us. I said, I said, I'm not going to let that fly. Okay, I said, you know what? You want to be mayor. Stay out of that stuff with Pat. That's what I told her. I said, this is going to come up tonight, and Desley's going to ream you up and down. Rightly so. I said, just say nothing and listen to her. So after she did that, and I was at council later that night, and she and I are walking back, Libby, and here comes Desley coming out the door. And I stopped. I said, you two sisters need to have lunch. They both started laughing and never did. But anybody who follows Oakland City Council knows that Desley and Libby didn't get along, and neither did Annie Campbell Washington. And they, particularly Annie and Desley, argued in public on council. Not our best moments as a city, but certainly not our worst. Happens. So Libby handpicked Loren to go up against Desley. And Loren, it took me a while to warm up to my brother, Loren Taylor. Why? Because he would go to Desley's barbecue events and campaign in her premises, essentially, in her space. You know, there's this saying now, who does that, right? Well, he did it. He was very disrespectful to her. And just because you have a difference of a view of how someone runs a council district or anything else doesn't mean you have to be disrespectful to them, especially a black woman, as hard as it is for black women like my mom. You understand? I'm trying to get to 90. So I take a particular umbrage to that. For those of you who say, hey, Zinni, your last girlfriend was white, say, yeah, so? I could say, hey, look, you say you're black, but your mom is white. Why are you getting after me? So people are crip, man. I mean, total trip. And then, by the way, who cares? And there's nothing wrong with that. Big deal. I got a lot of European in my blood. Whoop-de-doo. Do I speak French? A little bit. Not too well, but who cares? My point is, and you say, why am I taking you down this hole? Because to emphasize that there's another string being pulled here. Why all of a sudden, because I was even, hey, ABC 7 mentions the court case. Okay, fine. But did they dig? Did anybody bother to ask the Duongs, to call them, I haven't heard, hey, I put in a call to them many times and they haven't got back to me. All I hear is stuff about them. All I see is stuff about them. Oaklanders know each other. Do you understand what I'm saying? Everybody knows each other. I don't know the Duongs well, to be honest with you. But there are a lot of other people that I'm involved with in terms of friendships because I work for a number of elected officials. I work for Elihu Harris and Jerry Brown. And then I know tons of people in Oakland. You do too. That's why you're watching. But why did we get to this point where all of a sudden this looks like some sort of weird, not so much circular, but almost angular firing squad? Because that's what we have now. And the mainstream media is being used. You got Channel 7 involved, KPIX, KGO. I said Channel 7. I meant KRON, and then NBC Bay Area, and then the Associated Press, and then the LA Times, and then Forbes. All right? So now this is national. National. And our city looks worse. And rightly so. Because this was crafted. Is this Mayor Tao's way of getting her stuff off the heat? Is it, Loren may appear to be running against her, but have they talked? Somebody crafted this strategy. Was it Mario? And in the latest, version of his efforts to save himself, I am really sad that Mario has done this. Because if you didn't know Mario, I have not known Mario this way now, but since I put these videos up, other people in business have written in comments about what he's done to them in their businesses going back to 2008. Pay people, man. If you can't, then don't order the thing. All right? Or, a lot of rich people, borrow them, get the money or borrow or ask for it from them. Tell them, hey, you know what? You made a mistake. Fine. But it hurts my heart to see him turn in this way. Now, a lot of people say, hey, maybe, the folks you think you didn't know. I grant that because I'm not close. I'm not close like I'm at their house. Never been to his or anything else. Now, Libby I'm close to. That's different. The Duongs I've never met in person. So, all right. But we have a situation. Let's listen to what else Samari had to say. In fact, let me see something here.
Forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 51047238772 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, this is Zinni. How you doing? Hey, look, I am on live talking about you. And so I'm wondering if you would be so kind, you would like to just come on and, see tell me what's going on. I mean, I've been trying to reach out to you and, I got your text messages earlier today. But this should be explained. This is one of those situations where, as Arsenio would call, that add up to things that make you go, okay? So, hey, Samari, give me a buzz. I'm live. People know I'm trying to reach you. You got the number later. All right. What you got to say now, Ed? All right. Heard. He says, shameful business practices. What does that mean? All right. I don't know. What does that mean? You tell me. Okay. But let's listen to, hold on a second. One thing I got to do here. Let's listen to the rest of what he has to say here. Going back to our conversation. I'm not going to play the whole thing. It's super long.
No, none at all. And, it just obviously seems like there was some kind of personal, reason why he did this. And obviously, there were people and mayors that were trying to run to be a potential mayor that were on the flyer. Mm-hmm. And obviously the ones that he wanted to win was not on it. And the one that did get most of the votes was not on it. And the guy who looked like he had a really close chance of winning, who he attacked the most, lost by less than 1,000 votes. Mm-hmm. And sound like it was only about 650 around there. So I know this
637 to be exact.
Yes. Yeah. So I know this has caused a huge change in votes and a huge swing into the election. And this wasn't even paid for. So, I feel bad for Loren and everyone else who is running for mayor of Oakland. And if this had an effect on them, because it wasn't even paid for. To this day, we're still trying to collect the funds. And to this day, our postage account is closed, and we're reaching out for any help or as much help as possible to try to recur these funds. Yeah, and we've reached out to the NAACP. We sent them an email. We've called them as well for help as well, and for as many organizations that can, or people like you that that can help us.
Let me try Mario one more time here. See if we can wake him up. So he's supposed to be in Mexico. Mario?
Please leave your message for 5-1.
Oh, okay, there you go. So, let me see if he texted back or anything. No text. Nope. So, this is what Mario had texted to me earlier. He wrote originally. He wrote quite a bit when he said, okay. He said, I sent him the documents regarding what was owed, and I said I wrote tons more I was sent in terms of documents, and I wrote the point is the documents say you bounce checks. Help me clean this up for you. And I said, and no charge, laugh out loud, I was joking. But this doesn't look good. I said, was Sheng behind not paying me? So I figured someone didn't pay him. So can you hear me, by the way, Samari?
Yes.
Okay. So he wrote back, Sheng is one not being me at all. Just to be clear. It's 2:30 a.m. I am on Mexico and don't mean to brag, but just finished blanking my 28-year-old wife. So what else do you want to talk about? I have never had an issue coming to shows discussing the why of politics. For the record, again, it's not a party at all. The mailers. The mailers are not Mario Juarez. Any accusation by you is slander and not real. He says, I am interested, however, in funding a real news source that can provide weekly coverage but display life. You know, so we discussed that for 2 seconds, that you had issues back off. And he's referring to when I first started Zenny 62 Media as a corporation. He says, you attempted to smear and connect Sheng to the hit piece without a single piece of evidence. You reading on Facebook that you put the gospel from the book of St. Jude. Here's the video of collaborating with Sheng, which is false. And you never even called it in the news, but the standard is lower and ingested. So he sends that one, okay? It was Mario Juarez racist piece mailed to Oakland, Town Mayor, big backfire. That's what I wrote. There's 111 people who watched the video needed, I think, to know where the pic came from, which is the San Francisco Chronicle. So the darkened skin could be attributed to the San Francisco Chronicle, but you did not care to say that, only to say that I was gross. Now, emails, which I have not seen, can tell you that we were promised delivered the pieces by a date that is a genuine house, which did not availing any mail house provided a mail receipt, not an email. So report away maybe 112 at this time. But one thing is certain, because Ignacio, your buddy, and your other buddy are not there. So maybe, I had a little bit to do with it. The day goes on, he says, but if you're not paying the bill, reporting gospel, that may get more traffic. He's talking about that 10 years ago. He says, also, I also don't appreciate you calling me stupid for hit pieces. Mario, you were stupid. But anyway, he says the websites were done with. They have over 79,000 unique visitors. I read your document. I don't see a check from my Mario Juarez account. It seems to be false. So, like I said, what time tomorrow are we getting together? That's 11 of your time. On my time. Merry Christmas. Zenny 60 Media. You know, and then we talk. So there you go. You know, so about the receipts not being. In other words, it sounds like he's trying to say that they weren't delivered, or you didn't deliver them. But then basically, they were, because he brags about their impact.
So yeah, so basically, you know, basically, like we were saying is, when I've sent this letter to other people as well, and people did receive these flyers in the mail. We have postal NCOA reports that shows when the post office processes the mail. And we also deliver mail for other political parties, and we did the same day, and no one had an issue with getting their mail.
You know, it's bad. That's bad.
Yeah, and we also, you know, that's his way of trying to get something done for free, by saying it wasn't done. And we worked hard, and Mario knows we're a small business, and we work very hard, and we don't rob or steal from people. We've been in business for too long to be able to do anything like that. And we also have helped some other political parties that he knows win elections. And we also do work for him with his other avenues of businesses. So we know, how the checks were written. We have copies of the checks. And we know what business the check was written under, and we know who's the owner of that business. So with that being said, it all links back to Mario, who's the owner of the check writing, of the account, who owns the account. Just because his name wasn't on the check doesn't mean he doesn't own the account. So he owns the account. He owns the real estate holding company that wrote the check, and that's the check that bounced. So it's under his real estate. The checks are under his real estate holding name, not under his direct name. But it's all tied back to Mario.
Yeah, I've got all of those documents. Hey, folks, here's around the time I first met Mario. This is how far back he and I go. And this is when his city council head was vandalized. He was running against then Councilor Ignacio de la Fuente. So take a look. This is Mario.
I'm gonna stop that right there. Well, maybe I will. I'll let that go.
So one of the things that when we started this campaign, we thought that we were going to run on based on ideas, based on the concept that we can actually move forward and deal with the issues of crime. And so, very idealistic into going in.
That was Mario's introduction, showing you this is Mario. If you don't know what he looks like, it's history. And he was running against Ignacio at the time, lost. Was dealing with vandalism at the time. Who started it? I don't know. But
So
that was his office,
So I had to, if you rewind it,
Yeah, sure.
rewind the video, and he'll say, he'll talk about the name of the company who sent that flyer out.
Rewind the video.
What you just played.
Yeah, this is from that year.
Yes.
Okay, this is from. All right, cool.
So one of the things that when we started this campaign, we thought that we were going to run on based on ideas, based on the concept that we can actually move forward and deal with the issues of crime. And so, very idealistic.
Okay, yeah.
And when it was known that I was running, then we got pressed by letter. Marked letters being delivered by the postal service, threatening us that they were going to do things to me, and that was not okay. But we continued to move forward, with our campaign, and eventually, we started to get when we announced that we were actually officially running, then our tires started getting slashed, all of them, on our car, and that was not okay. But nevertheless, we continued to move forward with our campaign and our message, and it was resonating. And then eventually we got homeless, threatening, and no one would identify themselves or even how it would come to be. But that was not okay as as well, and we continue to move forward. And more we started getting more validations from getting endorsements from the Democratic Party, from the Sierra Club, from the Green Party, from teachers, Oakland teachers, from the largest union in Oakland, SEIU, and we see the escalation of violence now into our European headquarters, which is a serious concern as a human being positive headquarters. Yeah, we have police reports for the issues of the tires, obviously for this issue. This is just a serious message that is sent to us about silencing our voters, silencing our campaign. And I mean, I have witnessed this type of stuff in Mexico City, but I never witnessed this in 2008 in Oakland, California. I'm not sure if that would happen. So basically, this is our campaign. Normally we run operations. Oh, I'm sorry. How are you? Okay. We run operations out of the offices every day. We normally get around 10 to 20 volunteers on a given day. And as you can tell, we're in the heart of the Fruitville district, 31st and International. A lot of cars pass here, very trafficked area, and this is where we locate our offices. We have always refused to put bars in our windows, even operating under the Fruitville. Everybody has said, no, you got to do something, you got to put some protection bars, but I never believed that we should live as in the prison. We have to make sure that we are free to do this, and it doesn't look good in our neighborhood. So when we open our office, we said, all right, we're going to do something different. We're just not going to put bars in our windows, and we're actually going to do what it is to make our neighborhood better. So you see this, all 6 windows and 2 doors, like one, like rocks or something? No. Yeah. Somebody went through with a hammer and just one by one. And so it was pretty quick. There was actually an agent inside of the office around 10:30 last night when this incident occurred. And he hit the ground. He thought that there was a bullet being here now. No, he's gone. There was basically concern for the safety of people like that. I have over 66 employees that depend on the livelihood of an office like that. And so, we're proud of that. We're proud of the fact that we provide a lot of alternatives for people to employ and produce in this company. Question: do you think we talked about this before on the phone? Do you think there's any connection between this and that blog that Absolutely. I think that this is a very old low for Oakland politics. This is exactly what I've never seen. I mean, this is what's happening for many years in this district. I remember I'm going after an establishment that has been entrenched for over 16 years. And they're threatened. There's money associated with taking on power like this, and to try to silence a voice in our community nowadays is sending a chilling effect to our community, and this should not be tolerated. So I want to make it clear: I will never be silenced by any cowardly acts like the ones that took place here last night, by the effects of people sending me anonymous letters or making anonymous calls. Anything like that will never silence me. I will continue to move my message forward, and I'm going to win this election. And a lot of people are supporting this. I think a lot of people see through the politics and the dirty games that are played in this election. What's your website? Mario for Oakland.com. MARIO for FOR Oakland.com. How much damage you got here? This is over. Well, the windows and the doors alone are going to be over $10,000 repaired, and to protect the premises, then we have to hire private security. That's how we're as well. Yes. So this is what we have sitting. So hey, how you doing? Mario told me about it. What do you think was up? I think he might do this. What's going on here? What I think is speculation, but that's one thing.
Political.
I'm gonna stop that right there. I'm gonna stop that right there, folks, and I'm gonna come back home because I think it's clear, okay, that this story originally you never heard, and now I played most of the video for you. California Waste Solutions come up. The original finger was being pointed at Mario by both Loren Taylor and Samari. All right, straight away. Renia Webb was looking at straight away, asking those in the media look at Mayor Thao and her boyfriend. And then prior to that, in December, Ms. Webb wanted to claim to me that the Oakland police were observing her as a response to my post alleging that her boss, the mayor, or the mayor-elect, planned to concoct a story to lead to the firing of the very popular first African American police chief in a long time, Loren Armstrong. All right. So now we have an entirely different story that has two people. We have, well, three people: Loren and Samari, and then Renia pointing at the Duongs all of a sudden. Okay? And then we have Ed here blaming the Duongs for not having enough money to pay their marketing. And then I'm told by two sources that the Duongs are shaken down for money by Mario via a group in Central America, who I do not know. But that's what I'm told. And you can't say, well, hey, you didn't prove that Mario was in Central America. Yeah, I did. Mexico. Okay? All right? So Loren really needs to step up to the plate and say, hey, look, what's going on? Because I've lost a lot of respect for him. I just have to say that straight out. Okay? Okay? I mean, I don't like being played like this. I just don't. I don't. If you're going to do this, call me and say, hey, look, man, we have some more things that we rolled out. I know I told you we had one story, but now it's this. And I want to come on your program and explain it, because if I don't, I know you're going to like say, hey, Zenny, what's going on? And you're going to broadcast it anyway, because that's exactly what I'm doing. All right? This is ridiculous. All right. So there you go. And to quote the late Paul Harvey, and now you have the rest of the story. Thank you. Hey, subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube. Bookmark ZennyReport.com. Bookmark Zenny62blog.com, where it's just going to come up. Or you can bookmark OaklandNewsOnline.com or OaklandFocus.blogspot.com as well. Or if you are interested in Oscar news, the Academy just admitted 478 new members yesterday. Oscar news. Yep. OscarsMovieNews.com. That's our site. Brand new. Comic-Con, SanDiegoComicConNews.com. All owned by Zenny62 Media Incorporated, of which I am the main shareholder. Zenny Abraham. All right. Thank you, everybody. And I have to say, as a good trekker, live long, and in these crazy days, you definitely prosper. I'll see you later. Thanks, Ed.